All right, here we go. We are back live here at ISTE 2020. We got some fans, we got some cheering.
Yeah.
Always good. Nice to see you. What's your name?
Hi, we're from Berkeley County in Charleston.
Come behind us.
Come on.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
what happens when you put yourself out there. Now you're on camera.
Oh, yeah, we have a podcast. We know all about it.
Okay, so come on over. Manny, you cool with this? We're just
Of
rolling.
course, it's always for people. Yeah.
This is what we do at
Plug
ISTE.
your podcast.
Hi, Nicola Point from Berkeley County, South Carolina. And we have the fabulous Innovation Squadcast podcast.
Come on over.
These
They
are
got fabulous. They got super.
Yeah.
Great.
Come on in, tell us what you do, and then we're going to turn into all of Manny's work.
I'm Pam Hubler. I'm the Data Work Coordinator for Berkeley County, and I'm also Special Techie on Twitter. So hi, all my ISTE.
Nice.
And James?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy King, also with the Innovative Learning Coordinator for Berkeley County Schools.
And Jeremy snapped at. So you're being followed, yes.
He looks really happy.
We'll be with you in a moment. Catch your breath.
All right. Well, thank you. You know what to do when you woot-wooted on your way by. So another woot-woot. We got Manny Discotheque. So Manny Discotheque. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, where that name came from. Second of all, a little about you and your work.
So disco, I always like disco music. I always play disco music for my students because it makes you happy, right? OMG, Becky, it really makes people happy, like Becky King. And it's fun. So that's what I think. When disco music just makes you happy and fun. So that's what I wanted to portray with my kids. And when my principal said, I need you to start tweeting what you do in the classroom. I'm like, okay, something that represents me and it's fun and things. I'm like, Manny. And I was in flip going through the disco library. I'm like, disco, and then tech for technology. So Manny Discotheque.
Wow. So is this your first live ISTE?
No, I was here in 2019, like here in LA. That was my very first one. Then we did Hot Mess Express and then online. Oh wait, New Orleans. I did New Orleans.
New Orleans was fun.
Yeah, and then this one, no. 4? No. Math is number.
So we get into a little bit more of the work that you do, not only for your current employer, but the work that you do in the profession.
So after leaving the classroom, I taught first, second, and third bilingual. I went into EdTech at the district level. I did that for a couple of years, and I just wanted to show like how Edpuzzle has changed the way I taught. So when they were hiring, I'm like, yes, we'll have Benny over. So like I said, numbers is not my thing. I measure in love. And my boss just busted out laughing, like that's not gonna work. But that's how you talk to people. Like I sell emotions. You make them feel welcome and valued, and because they are, like, we wouldn't be anywhere without the teachers. So that's what I do. Like I am the global community manager. I manage the coach community, the trainer community, and in a month and a half, we'll make another announcement of what. It's not a certification. I can't say, but it's another community that I'll be
live
managing.
and recording, and to be honest with
You
you,
gotta be
I don't
careful.
Yeah,
feel like
right?
editing it. That's too much work for me.
Yeah.
That's why I do this, because I don't have to edit anything. I hit live. It's live on YouTube. It's saved, so don't make me edit. Selfishly.
We're all a mess. Just because you see us everywhere, that does not mean we know what we're doing. We wing it all the time. Like my session that I have in 2 hours, it was just finished, and see how it goes. Like,
So-
it's all about how you make them feel like welcome. This is about app smashing, what I'll be doing, and talking to teachers. It's just like, this is how I've seen teachers use it. It just works so much better than what you would have think it would have worked like in a slide instead of slides.
Yeah, and you brought up session and things like that. What are you, besides being part of the solution and vendor hall, what's some of the work you're doing here to share the knowledge that you have, like sessions and things like that?
Well, I pretty much stay at the booth. I have one session that I'm doing, and it's a poster session at 2.
Mike,
It's app smashing. With Winglet, Flip, Genially, and Puzzle of the. I'm going to several sessions just to see, because I love learning from other teachers. And I think that's why we become knowledgeable, because we get to learn from multiple teachers around the US. I'm lucky enough that I get to travel outside the US and I learn from them. So we just collect the knowledge from the teachers and just, it sounds like we know a lot, but it's mainly because we learn from a lot of people. And just spread the love. Like we talk to them, like I've seen teachers do this, and this in certain scenarios or in different countries. And it's just because classrooms are so different. And then teachers just apply it to whatever works for them.
So app smashing is a lot of fun.
Yes.
And I know that I love it, and I know a lot of teachers that love it, and students. But for some people, it's a little intimidating, and it takes them out of their comfort zone, which is a wonderful thing, because that's what we all need to do in general. Sometimes when you get out of your comfort zone, you're a little nervous about the possibility of failure. But we do also encourage failure, because failure is not bad.
Yep.
And I've heard an expression that stuck in my head, fail ahead. What do you think about that?
It's like fail forward kind of thing,
Fail
right?
forward, yeah.
I think failing is important, because it puts you in a situation like, okay, now I know what not to do. But if you don't fail, you're going to be stuck doing the same old thing, which is a terrible thing to do, because like kids are so different now. And this is a battle that I've been having with some teachers. Like, you're doing them a disservice. Like, you have to integrate some kind of technology, because these kids, that's how they learn. This paper is not bad, but you cannot be doing all the things in paper. At the same time, you cannot be doing everything on computers. So it has to be a balance. But being outside your comfort zone, that's when the magic happens. Like, I'm not super comfortable talking like live, but you do it, because you want to show people, like, even though I'm not comfortable, it's very easy to give advice, but we should be doing what we're saying in a way. But you just learn from your mistakes and you just keep doing it. And the next time, because you'll remember how you felt, you won't do it. And you just keep learning. So fail a lot, you're going to learn a lot more.
and as a coach, as you work with teachers, how do you encourage them to do that, to try new things, to say, almost have blind faith, and to try some of the skills that you're going to teach them, knowing that it might not work the first time?
Well, I told them to start with one thing. Kind of like when I came to the US, like I didn't know any English. You start with few words to start building, short sentences. Same thing with teachers, like start with one app. Get familiar with it, get your students familiar with it, and then you move to something else. And then eventually when you get like a variety of apps, then that's when you app smash. You don't start app smashing from the beginning. You have to be familiar with the apps first. Your students, saying, because you don't want to overwhelm them either. And then that's when you start letting them choose how they're going to use the technology that you've taught them to create the assignment. So it should be open enough for the kids to be able to, like, I want to do it in a video. I want to do it in book reading. I want to do it in whatever it is that they want. They should be able to express themselves, because they're going to push themselves even more for them to pick.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it by now, we've been on about almost 10 minutes, that Manny is very animated and very excited about it.
I didn't notice.
How do you, and I hear a lot of people saying teacher burnout and different things like that. what would you say to support people like love your job, love what you do? You're so you're passionate about your work. It's motivating to see. What if somebody was like, I just want to get through the day? How would you have a conversation with that person?
So it's crazy because the job that I do, it's magnified of what a teacher would do. The world is my classroom, and the teachers in different countries and different states is my students in a way. So you've seen the impact. I see the impact that I've made in teachers. You may not see it in your students, but trust me, eventually you may be so lucky that one of your students is old enough for them to run into you, to send you an email. Oh, I'm crying. I remember one kid. She gave me, she was tough, very tough. And I was walking in middle school because I was an ed coach, and I ran into her, and she stopped me and she told me, you were that one teacher that never gave up. And I had her in first and then in third grade. I was lucky enough to see that, but some teachers are not that lucky. But trust me, the impact that you make on students, you cannot measure it. You may not see it, but it's true. So everything you do matters. Oh.
I like it, but I think that it's important because if you were just saying you work in emotion and you want to bring that out in other people, what are you looking to take in while you're here? What are some things that you're looking to learn, or people that are like, I have to see individuals so that you continue to grow and fill your own cup?
So I start conversations about what do you teach? What do you do? What's your passion? Blah, blah, blah. And then obviously I'm like, hey, do you use that puzzle? Because it's super cool. It changed the way I taught and things. So sometimes when I do find teachers that are passionate and they do use that puzzle, I'm like, can I have a video that will be part of the new coach, which we're releasing a new coach in August. And I've been collecting videos, sample videos from teachers all over the world that use Edpuzzle with their content. So it's amplifying their voice, validating the effort that they're doing, and showing it across the globe. So I'm looking for people that would do that. It's just encouraging others. It's you need to grow your circle. I'm shy. When people don't think I'm shy, but I am a very shy person. I don't say that.
You just had someone shake their head at you.
I have to push forward, because people see what I do, and it's just inspiring others. Because I get that all the time. I'm like, okay, so the crazy things that I do works. So it's just, you're not gonna look as crazy as I am. Just do it for your kids, kind of thing.
So I see the passion when you speak, and it's inspiring to me. So your message is very important. Something you said earlier stuck in my head also about how kids are not the same as they used to be, and we have to address that. They don't finish up at the dinner table and say, I'm going to go do a worksheet now. They get on a device, whether it's TikTok or a video game, et cetera, et cetera. And we have to meet them with technology.
Yeah.
So teachers in a building can't be an island. They can't be, well, I'm the math teacher and you're the English teacher. Everybody's got to work together. And that leads me to my next question for you. When you hear the words stronger together, the theme that we have going on here, what do you think of stronger together?
Well, if I relate it to what you said, like homework, which just gives me the creeps, because I see it with even with my own kids. I'm expected to help my own child into how to do math. My district does math very differently than the whole world, and I'm supposed to know how to do it, but I don't. Like, I need a video. If you want me to help my son, I should be able to use the same verbiage, the same strategies, because otherwise my son will tell me that's not how we do it. That's not how my teacher said. Mm-hmm. And then it's frustrating for me and for everyone. So just do a video. Help the parent work together with you, hopefully in a net puzzle, hint. Because that's the thing, like whenever you're teaching them at home or through video, they can always go back and refer to it. Like, English is not my first language. I have to listen to things over and over again. I'm scatterbrained, obviously, because you see me going everywhere. So some of the students, work the same way. They need to know in advance what you're going to say. So based on the analytics that Edpuzzle will give you, you pull small groups, and then you give them that lesson catered to the who is in front of you. Not whole group, because whole group needs to stop. Do it in smaller batches, and you differentiate that minimalist in that you would do whole group, but you do it in a smaller session, and it needs to be different based on, is the student successful, is it struggling, or a hot mess express has no idea. They're different lessons.
No, that is awesome. So thank you so much for coming in. Did you share what booth you were at?
I don't know what booth number I am.
Okay.
I'm on the spot. I like that.
12 something.
Okay. So
In the 1200s. Yeah, we'll do that.
It is 1200.
Find Ed Puzzle, find Manny, and continue to stop by here. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the emotion that
Thank you.
have, the
Make me
authenticity.
cry.
People can learn from you. Make sure you follow Manny at Manny Discotheque. Continue to learn, continue to spread that love.
Keep
And,
being you.
Keep being you, and I'm proud to be connected.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the ISTE, and it's now time to go. It's going to get
It
great.
is. I have a session to go.
All right. Have a great rest of the day.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.